Morning students. Today's topic is computer network, which I have taken from subject Informatics practices of class 12th. This topic has been introduced in CBSE board in 2020-21. So this topic is newly introduced in CBSE board. Now I am coming to the definition of a computer network. Computer network means it's a collection of interconnected computers and other devices which are able to communicate with each other and share hardware and software resources. Basically, students, network means connection of computers. When we are connecting two or more computers using cords, means using wires or wirelessly, then they are connected in a network. And they can communicate with each other, they can share information, and they can share hardware such as printers and scanner with each other, and some software resources also. So this whole thing comprises the network. And for example, we are doing the online classes today. This is only possible because of computer network. If computer network was not in the existence, then these virtual classes are also not possible. Now I am coming to next topic, that is advantages of network. What are the advantages of network? We can do resource sharing here. First and the foremost advantage of network is resource sharing. Resource sharing means we can share our different resources such as printers, scanners, mobiles also, and informations also. So resource sharing is very important point of this. Because we can share our resources, so we can save cost also. Suppose in a school there is only one printer, or in an office there is a requirement of a one printer only, because each and every person don't use printer all the time. So we can have only one printer, and this can be shared by every node or by every person. Whenever a person requires a printer, he or she can give a command to a printer, and that work will be done. So we can share resource also, and by resource sharing we can save our cost also. Now the third advantage is a collaborative user interaction. If suppose face-to-face interaction is not possible due to some reasons, then we can use internet and we can have an interaction, and we can collaborate many users in this interaction. We can have many users in this interaction, such as we are doing today only. I am taking your online classes and I am communicating my information to many students. So this is the third advantage of network, collaborative user interaction. Now fourth is time saving, because we can share our information in a fraction of a second from one place to another, so it saves our time also. And the fifth advantage is increased storage. One's PC or one's desktop is having a limited storage, but by using an internet we can increase our storage using a clouds. What is cloud and what is cloud computing? That is another topic which can be explained later on. Now the next is evolution of network. The network on which we are working today, it was not so in the early 19s, because it was evolved from there. And the first network which came into existence was the ARPANET, and the second one was the NSFNet, and now we are working on the internet. So today's network is known as internet. So for the evolution of network, I am coming to first network, that is ARPANET. ARPANET means Advanced Research Agency Network. This is a full form of ARPANET. It came into existence in 1969, and it was designed by ARPA, which is an Advanced Research Project Agency, and US DoD, that is US Department of Defense. Actually, this ARPANET was created just for the defense purposes only. In the defense, they wanted that their information should be shared with some other persons, but in the secret mode. So they used computers for this purpose, and they have created network for it, and they connected some PCs of colleges and DoD for sharing of this information. But this particular network was especially designed for the defense purposes only, so it was not used in a commercial matters. Therefore, another network, which was NSFNet, came into an existence for the commercial purpose, and it was the first backbone infrastructure for the commercial internet. Nowadays we are using a commercial internet only. The full form of NSFNet is a National Science Federation network, and its aim was to use it for the academic research only, for the education purpose only. Now there were ARPANET and the NSFNet, and there were some private networks also came into existence. So we have collaborated these all networks and we created internet. So we can use them for the commercial purpose also, for the defense purpose also, and for the private purpose also. So internet is a collaboration of these three networks and came into an existence. Now what is internet? Internet means network of networks. As we have seen in the previous slide, that we have collaborated ARPANET, we have collaborated NSFNet with the private networks, and there came an existence of internet. So internet means ki if we are working in a different networks and those networks are connected with each other, then the internet is connected. So internet allow users connected to one network to communicate with users on another network. For working of internet, we need protocols. Protocols means there are some sort of rules and regulations for the communications also, and these communication rules and regulations are known as protocols. So for working in our internet, we have to set some protocols and we have to follow these protocols as per requirement. Now how internet works? Actually, we know very well that in internet there is one source and one destination. One is a sender, one is a receiver of information. So at source means at the sender's end, message is divided into packets. Packets means the data which we want to send, the information which we want to send. So each packet contains some information. We divide the whole information in a different sort of packets which are shorter, and the number is given to each packet, such as 1, 2, 3 and all. Now these packets are sent to destination, and at the receiver's end they are received in the random manner, and at the destination end they are arranged and reassembled in the order in which they were sent by the sender, and the message is sent to the receiver. So receiver acknowledged this sending of message, and it's the working is over of internet. Now I am coming to the next part, that is interspace. Interspace means it's a client server software program which allows multiple users to communicate online with real-time audio, video, text chat in dynamic 3D environments. Actually, what we are using in today's scenario is an interspace only. Actually, this is a program, this is a software which allows many users to communicate, as we are doing in a Facebook, as we are doing in a WhatsApp. There are many users of WhatsApp, there are many users of Facebook and different sites where we are sharing our audios, videos and text, and we are feeling a 3D environment. This is known as interspace. Now for doing this, there are some communication protocols, means communication rules and regulations, which are TCP and IP. TCP is a transmission control protocol and IP is a internet protocol. Now I am going through some particular glossary of a network, the terms which we are going to use in a computer network. First term is a node, or we can say it as a workstation. It refers to the computers that are attached to a network and are seeking to share resources of a network. Means it is a computer which can be attached to a network and which wants to share resources or share information in the network. So each and every PC, each and every mobile device which can be connected to a network is known as a node. So whenever computer is attached to a network, it becomes a workstation, or we can say it becomes a node. So any computer, any device which is connected to a network is known as node. Now the next is a server. Server means that computer which facilitates the sharing of data, software and hardware resource in a network is termed as a server. That means workstation is that computer which wants to share information, and server is that computer which facilitates this particular process to do the work of a workstation. So server helps a workstation to share information. So sharing of data, software and hardware resources is done only by the permission of a server. Now each server has a unique name on the network. because we have to identify which type of servers are there. So we have a unique name for the servers. Now there are two types of server: non-dedicated servers and dedicated servers. Non-dedicated servers are those servers or those workstations, actually these are not dedicated. Non-dedicated means which are not dedicated to any work, means they are doing their normal work also, and they are acting as a server also. So these are the workstations which work as node as well as server on small networks. We can have non-dedicated servers on small networks only, because there is a low traffic and there is low pressure. So we need these type of servers in the small networks only. And these servers which act as a workstation also and a server also, they are slow in working also, and they require more memory also. Now networks which use a non-dedicated servers are a peer-to-peer network. Peer-to-peer network means one-to-one computer. We can have 2 or 3 computers only, and we can have a one non-dedicated server here, which can work as a server also, and which can work as a workstation also. So this is the working of a non-dedicated server. Now I am coming to the next. There is a dedicated servers. Dedicated servers are always used in a large networks, where these particular computers are doing their server job only. There are some computers which are reserved for the server jobs only, and their main work is to help a workstation for accessing data, for accessing softwares and hardware resources, such as, for example, there are file servers, there are printer servers, and there are modem servers. They are dedicated for these purposes only. File servers are used for the file sharing, printer servers are used for the printer and scanner sharing, and the modem server is used for the modem sharing. So these are dedicated. They are dedicated to their work only, and they help the workstations. Now I am coming to the next topic, that is network interface unit. This is another term which is very commonly used in a network. This is also known as NIC, network interface card. This is actually an interpreter that helps to establish communication between server and a workstation. Actually, we need some sort of hardware also, some sort of hardware which can establish communication between server and a workstation. So this particular card is to be inserted inside the computer. Nowadays, all the mobile devices and all the laptops are having NIC inbuilt. Each NIC is attached to a workstation and has a unique ID, and this unique ID is known as a node address. Actually, this node address consists of a 64-bit bit process, which is known as a MAC address also. But I am coming to this MAC address in the next topic, and we will continue there with the switching concepts, so that we can continue our computer network part 2. So students, thank you for this particular topic. In the next session we will continue for the next topics.